Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Joe Rogan and humorist Katt Williams. These tapes, in the event that they exist, could shake Hollywood to its center. We should plunge into what they've shared and why these disclosures have the whole business on edge. The story we're following, music head honcho Sean Diddy Combs is on watch at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Confinement Community after two appointed authorities denied his solicitation for bail. This, as an excellent jury is supposed to hear new declarations from laborers. Very before long, everything begins with Diddy's scathing parties. We're not discussing your normal big-name social affairs with extravagant do-overs and champagne toasts. These were occasions that, according to different sources, went a long way past what a great many people would think about typical, even by Hollywood's luxurious norms. These parts, nicknamed freak-offs by those in the loop, were gone to by AIST rising stars in industry. Big shots the same. What's more, assuming the reports are to be trusted, it wasn't simply the climate that was wild. There were cameras rolling and catching all that. I thoroughly consider it's you think it's over. I thoroughly consider it's for him as figure in diversion, right? However, you thoroughly consider it's him as far as he gets a cell right close to R. Kelly. I think not presently. Here's where things get significantly more fascinating, as indicated by Joe Rogan, who's known for his sincere discussions on his stunningly famous web recording. The Joe Rogan Experience Diddy's parties weren't just about having a good time during one of his episodes. Rogan indicated that these occasions could have been arranged to gather soil on some of the greatest names in Hollywood. Sovereign Harry was hanging with Diddy. He commented during an episode highlighting joke artist Andrew Schools, while the focal point of that discussion was paranoid notions. Rogan's remark caused a stir, particularly taking into account the new charges against Diddy. It recommended that perhaps quite possibly there was something else happening in the background than anybody that is the thing individuals understood, that we're saying, and perhaps everyone's a connivant scholar now yet. That is what individuals are talking about the Diddy circumstance, like when the federal authorities moved up, with the Hummers, and they're like, there well. Hasn't really any need to focus on Diddy. It was about if there were tapes of influential individuals there. No doubt, goodness, I'm certain they were the ones that called they like. I really want to safeguard myself, so go in there with all the things and tear any Rogans, not by any means the only one who's alluded to something. Hazier sneaking underneath the surface, Katt Williams, a humorist known for his no-limits way to deal with talk about nothing Hollywood privileged insights, have been vocal about his encounters with Diddy during an interview. Williams uncovered that he had been welcomed to one of Diddy's elite social events yet turned it down, feeling that something was off. He didn't mince words, saying P. Diddy was needing to party, and you must let him know, no. I kicked the bucket guide. I got the receipts. Williams' proclamations were met with shock, yet they likewise added fuel to the fire of hypothesis. What's especially fascinating about Williams' story is the ramifications that these occasions weren't just about celebrating, they were about control. Williams proposed that Diddy utilize these gatherings to acquire influence over the participants, a considerable lot of whom were up-and-coming stars. Or laid out famous people looking to keep up with their status in the business. Consider it on the off chance that you're a youthful craftsman attempting to break into the business and you wind up at one. Know of Diddy's parties encompassed by influential individuals you'd be enticed to cooperate. Right? However, imagine a scenario where you didn't have the foggiest idea about that. Everything was being recorded. Consider the possibility that years after the fact those tapes could catch up with you talk, without risk of punishment, about the Illuminati, since I know who you would need to be for what I'm expressing to annoy you. Number one. Number two. I know your large mystery. I know that you're not the Illuminati. There's a justification for why these bits of hearsay are so unstable in the event that Diddy truly did gather film of superstars, participating in ways of behaving they'd prefer keep hidden. It would give him a tremendous measure of power. Hollywood is where picture is everything, and the possibility of some of its greatest stars being extorted with film from these wild get-togethers is enough to send shudders down anybody's spine. And as per a few sources, that is precisely the exact thing that's occurring. We should discuss a portion of the names that have been murmured regarding these tapes, while nobody has been formally named in any claims connected with the tapes. Bits of gossip have whirled around a few high-profile figures, including music symbols like Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, and Drake. These are big names who have assembled their brands on a blend of ability, allure, and public picture. However, imagine a scenario in which that picture was abruptly broken by the arrival of film showing them in compromising situations. This is the sort of embarrassment that could annihilate professions, and no big surprise. Certain individuals who accept these stars may pay tremendous amounts of cash to keep the film from truly seeing the radiance of day issues. The issue is that it appears as though he needs to apply power and predominance over individuals who don't actually need it. Quite possibly, one of the most upsetting parts of this whole circumstance is the possibility that a portion of these famous people might have been unaware that they were being shot by Katt Williams. Diddy's gatherings frequently involve secret cameras catching everything without the visitor's information. Williams has depicted feeling awkward with the whole arrangement, which is the reason he reduced most, if not all, connection with Diddy's circle. He wasn't the one in particular who got out. While he still might, different superstars at any point have allegedly done likewise, understanding that the cost of admission to Diddy's internal circle may be higher than they were able to pay, but the appeal of being essential for Diddy's reality was hard to oppose for the vast majority. After all, Diddy was one of the most impressive figures in the music industry, and his associations could represent the moment of truth. A profession for up-and-coming stars going to one of his parties was a method for systems administration with persuasive individuals to be seen and to rub shoulders with the business first class. However, at what cost in the event that the bits of hearsay are valid? Diddy's gatherings were a snare and a chance for him to gather cursing proof that could be utilized to control everyone around him. This took Sean Diddy Combs into guardianship. He's found in this video entering the recreation area Hyatt Inn in Midtown Manhattan with others. When specialists from country security examinations approach and separate him, they pluck Combs nabbed and let him out the front entryway. Inbound, the fact that not every person who makes it critical has gone to Diddy's gatherings is ensnared in these tales. A few famous people like Usher and Justin Bieber have been related to Diddy for a really long time, yet there's no substantial proof connecting them to any bad behavior. Still, their names have come up in conversations about Diddy's impact, and the quiet from a considerable number of Hollywood's greatest stars has just energized theory. Why haven't more individuals stood in opposition to these claims? Might it at some point be that they're scared of what could occur on the off chance that they do? The possibility that Diddy may be extorting the absolute most generally popular individuals on the planet is a chilling one. Be that as it may, as per Joe Rogan, it's not as implausible as it sounds. During his webcast, he talked about the likelihood that Diddy's gatherings were essential for a bigger connivance, one in which influential individuals took advantage of their leverage to secure themselves from outrage. Rogan and Shulin even drew matches between the tales encompassing Diddy and the infamous Jeffrey Epstein situation, where tapes were supposedly utilized as influence against a portion of the world's most individuals were strong figures that saying Schulz remarked during their discussion, like wet. The federal authorities rolled up with and they were, as wasn't it about Diddy. It was about, on the off chance that there were tapes of influential individuals there was hanging with Diddy. I mean, everyone hung with Diddy. That is the other precarious thing, like Diddy spent time with everyone. And I've addressed a lot of individuals who are like, you extraordinary fella, like generally therefore you never requested anything till 1 a.m. and afterward, freak off everyone expresses escape the house. Better believe it, it resembles the beast begin eating later Bayi in the event that that is valid. The stakes are much higher than anybody understood. This isn't just about Diddy safeguarding his own stand. This could be about a lot bigger organization of forceful people who are frantic to keep their privileged insights stowed away. And if those tapes were at any point delivered, the aftermath could be disastrous. Obviously, all of this is still hypothesis. There's no authoritative evidence that Diddy has been utilizing these tapes to extort anybody, and a significant number of the VIPs referenced in association with these bits of gossip have stayed tight-lipped about the circumstances. Yet the reality that these tales continue, and that individuals like Joe Rogan and Katt Williams will talk straightforwardly about their doubts, proposes that there might be more going on than meets the eye. Somebody said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to erase everything, like the genuine individuals that were in there. You realize goodness, that is fun. Goodness, that is interesting. What's especially striking about these charges is the way they tie into a bigger example of conduct in Hollywood. Throughout the long term, there have been incalculable accounts of influential individuals utilizing their leverage to control others, whether it's through terrorizing pressure or shakedown. Media outlets have long been where the rich and strong can pull off nearly anything, inasmuch as nobody is ready to stand in opposition to them. However, in the event that the tales about Diddy are valid, then this could be one of the greatest outrages to at any point hit Hollywood that one man. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.